darling heart, and welcome to this episode of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely, or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. I'm here to support you with your alcohol-free or drink less adventures. Follow me on Instagram at Drink Less, Live Better and find resources on my website, drinklesslivebetter.com. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let's get straight to it. Things You'll Never Hear Me Say Roundup. I run a mini-series within the Drink Less, Live Better podcast called Things You'll Never Hear Me Say. I hope you've listened to a few of those episodes. Things You'll Never Hear Me Say gives me an opportunity to let off steam about some of the things I hear people say and tell you why I either dislike them, find them unhelpful, or worse. I often come at these episodes through the lens of sobriety, but not always. Anyway, we're going to have a little recap now, as I've got 10 episodes on this subject and over 200 episodes out in total, so it's probably time. The first thing I need to say is, I have a confession. I obviously have a number one phrase I dislike, as I recorded 2 episodes on the same subject. Whoops, I don't know how I manage that because I keep a running list of my subjects, and to date, in 212 episodes, I think it's the only duplicate. Anyway, I listened to both episodes on the same subject yesterday, and they are slightly different, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, and it gives me an opportunity to show that I am very imperfect, and I don't need to worry about that. Onwards then. Here is a roundup of the things you'll never hear me say so far. If I can do it, anyone can. Twice, that's the episode I recorded twice. You've got this. There's no need to cry. Why would you do that? You can't shock me. I've heard it all before. Just think positive. This is a safe space, and it is what it is. As I looked through this list of things I don't say, I note they are things that make me wince when or if I hear someone else say them too. I note these are phrases I never want to hear anyone say to me. Working as a youth worker for many years, I used to consider myself a pretty unshockable person. But I look back on that time now and realise I was often shocked. I just found good ways to stop my face from showing it, and also some pretty dark ways of processing that shock. Same goes for I've heard it all before. There's no way I have, or indeed you have, heard everything there is to be heard on this planet. Sure, some things follow repeating themes or patterns, but there's always going to be new messages and new people saying those messages. If I can do it, anyone can. Features as my most ranted about phrase then. This is a safe space features as my most responded to phrase. I recorded the podcast episode about it, and at a similar time I sent a message to all my email club members. I cannot bear it if someone tells me the space they are curating or presiding over is a safe space. That is for me to judge and make a decision on, no one else, ever. Whether somewhere is safe or not has precisely nothing to do with the fact someone told me it was, and everything to do with how I feel about it. So, thanks, but no thanks. You can take your safe space, and I'll find my own. Another common theme in these phrases is the tone of judgment I hear in them. The idea that someone has the authority to speak to someone else in an instructional way about their emotions just gets me. It just gets me. So, what can I tell you? Well, 10 episodes in, and there's more where that came from. I'll shortly be recording an episode on What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger, What a potent little set of words that is. You're very welcome to email me and tell me your things I'll never hear you say, and tell me why. If you give me permission to make a podcast with it, I will. Or you could tell me about a phrase that drives you nuts when someone else says it to you. I like clear language. I like to say what I mean and mean what I say. I like other people to do the same for me. It shouldn't be complicated. And one last thing, there's silence. In those moments that we fill the gap with a word salad, a verbal shoulder shrug, or a platitude that means absolutely nothing, it is what it is, can be replaced with silence. Try silence. It's beautiful. In the show notes today, you'll find all the links to the 10 episodes I've talked about today, so you can easily click and play. Thank you for listening in today. Check out the show notes for my coaching programs, and there's a link to a hidden podcast episode that will help you with your 5 p.m. cravings. And P.S. I believe in you.